Hello, guys, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BXB webinar for our second round. First of all, I would like to give a really thanks to everyone who joins the webinar last week. That was surprising. In the end, we see almost more than 800 viewers and also total 5,000 like views, and that was like really a surprise for me and also a huge success for our very first time BXB webinar. I do hope that we will try to make that really the things you're searching for, and we will try to make everything like casually and especially during this time, and you can still have some fun webinar to join. So as if you not joined the webinar last week, you can just check our YouTube channel that you will still see still see the BXB webinar last week. Last week we were just more focusing on the educational markets, and this week we're gonna focus on the workplace, like the corporate market. So today we will also try to give everyone some new ideas of what will be the future and what will be like after the coronavirus, and what will be the transformation for the corporates. What will the boss thinking of to change in the future? So after that, we will also tell you that, okay, so how can BXB help? BXB can help you on successfully getting those projects from those big corporates. And we will also tell the story that, okay, so what you should tell your customer, and how do you build a scenario inside their heads, and just like let them imagine there's actually a very beautiful future for the post-COVID-19. So if you are listening to this live streaming, and please let us know if you have any questions, and also if you have any, like, do you think the sound is okay, or if it's not, then please also let us know. And our international sales is always ready for help, and also if you have any question, you can just write it in the chat box as well. Just like last week, please scan this QR code first. This is the slido.com, and this week our hashtag is BXB webinar 2. And if you have any questions, just ask the questions in the slido.com and BXB webinar 2. After the presentation, we will just go through every questions and answer all of your questions. So if you're a bit shy to ask, you can also ask our international sales. They will also help you to answer those questions. Yes. So I think just like before, now we only have 33, but I hope in the end of today I can see around like 10,000 or something. Because last week, because there are 800 viewers, and my colleagues just told me that you cannot wear the polo shirts anymore. You have to wear a shirt to become a very professional to do a presentation. So I will try to be I will try to be like professional today, and I hope you will like the contents for today. And we also changed the time a bit later, so that no matter everywhere, and no matter Europe, or no matter you're from India, Philippines, or Manila, Singapore, anywhere. If you have any questions, if you have any, I hope this will be better for you to join this webinar. Yes, and I think we can start right now. So yes, what's the transformation for a post-COVID-19 workplace? BXB can help. This is the topic for today, and as everyone actually experience that, I believe that now everyone is trying to learn like how to work from home, and how to during this time, and you have to remain a social distance with your colleagues, with your clients, and that is kind of confusing, because you don't really know this kind of ways how will you work before. And like some of the company, they say usually we just fly to our customer and just go there for a visit and just shake hands and also do some tour and just like some sightseeing and also just like combine everything together. And now no one can even take a plane. I don't even see. Our company is actually next to the airports, but I didn't even hear the aircrafts landing for almost a month because there's not any plane just even flying in this Kaohsiung International Airports. So I hope today we will give you some new ideas of how will be the future of the workplace and how will be the future for the company and what will they want to see the changes for the post-COVID-19. So in the very beginning, I will also just share some of the user scenario and so like telling you what's the idea of what we think, what will be the problems, and we will also share some successful case study. For the presentation today, we will also share the file with you after you filling up the questionnaire in the end. So if you have any questions, just asking our international sales. Because last week's success, I think there's a lot of huge teams now in the chat box and just ready to giving you the service. And I will try my best to make the webinar fun and casual. Okay. So again, if you have any question, you can just scan this QR code first, or you can just like type slido.com and just ask your question during the presentation. I won't stop for answering the question. I will just answer all the question in the end of the presentation. Yes. Okay. So again, today's hashtag is BXB Webinar 2. And if you have any questions, asking here, and we will answer it after the presentation. Today we're gonna focus on the corporates. Okay, the corporates market. Like for today's, I think we were just telling you like how can BXB help in the video conference. I mean, like video conference has been very popular for a really long time, I know. But what will be the video conference that after the coronavirus, like think everyone will actually feeling like, okay, video conference is actually a very important thing for our company because there are some uncertainty for the future and you only can just do this kind of the conference during this period. Like for example, the way that I'm doing right now is I'm doing the video conference to every one of you. Of course, I'm doing on the YouTube, but this is also able to do it in Zoom or in any kind of other platform. So I think video conference can be a thing, and also that will be also a very strong tool while you're working from home. And second, we will just share with you about smart workplace, this kind of the idea. We will tell you what BXB thinks about what will be the future smart workplace like. Of course, because of the culture difference, I understand that everywhere you have your ideal workplace, smart workplace idea. But we will share with you like how do we think about the smart workplace and how can you build a smart workplace. And also like if you want to build a smart conference room and how can you build a smart conference room. Okay. So let's get started with the video conference and the video conference. And I think everyone has ever joined a video conference before, and also especially work from home is also relies on the video conference very much because, for example, this is the picture that we look at now. Just imagine, just let you know, this is the young, beautiful, and in a very good shape Selena, and when she's young, okay, so just pretend that she's now working at home and she's gonna do a meeting with colleagues and doing some video conference with the customer abroad. In their conference room, they don't have any other equipment, or maybe they have a center microphone to collecting all the sounds from all directions. Yeah, so in this picture you can see there's actually a person just standing out there speaking some phone. Maybe he's very important, so he speaks very loudly. And some of the people, they're drinking their green tea and also just enjoyed his wonderful chill time during the meeting. And all of these noises are collected into this video chat, into this video conference. I think that is very disturbing, and also you don't really can hear the people speaking if the microphone's voice is not loud enough. And what if like these two people just actually are chatting next to the others, but you will still hear their voices, and that is every problems that we will always make when we will always met when we have a video conference. For example, you cannot hear very clear sounds, and you don't really know that who is speaking right now. So like for example, if just you can just think of like who is the person that's speaking to this to this video chats right now. You don't really know that, right? So BXB can offer you some of the solutions that can solve these issues. And also, if you are doing some presentation, and you can also share with your colleagues and also tell your customers like, okay, so what is my presentation and how can I just give them a really good impressions on, like when I join this video conference, I can see everything together. Yes, so this is, yeah. Sorry, Selena, you're still young and beautiful, just like 18 years old. Okay, so let's see, like what if like BXB offer you a solution. And now you can see a young and beautiful Maggie. And yeah, it's all their pictures, you know, that's, okay, it's really different from them. Okay, so I would like to share something with you, like actually just like what I mentioned, that while you're joining the video conference, and you can also, I think it is very important to make the viewers to focus on the people who is speaking right now. So for example, now you can only see my face. You thought that I'm the only person that's in the conference room, but actually I have a special guest for you. That is Belle.
Hi, hello everyone, I'm Belle.
Just introduce.
Okay, I just introduced myself first. I'm the international sales from BXB, and today I think I'm the special guest in this webinar. So let's turn back the webinar to Patrick's.
I know that according to the experience last week, once I give Belle a lot of the shots, and we were just increasing a lot of the viewers, you know. So now I will try to let Belle show her face as soon as more. So you can just invite all your friends to this webinar and to see our special guest, okay? Yes, and Maggie, you're still young, very young. So video conference, in this picture, you can see there are 3 people actually just joined the video conference. They're all using our BXB solution, and just you can see while doing the camera tracking, you exactly knows that the person I'm speaking to the microphone, and also the voice will be collected very clearly. And also, if like for example now actually there are some of the noises outside next to my conference room, but you will never hear those voices. So you can fully focus on the video conference itself, and it will be very benefit for you to do the work from home solution. So using this camera tracking is very valuable for the video conference, and also for you to increasing like this kind of the solutions. So that is also what we provided to this scenario. Like we have the audio system for the QCon series. The QCon series is actually the perfect solution for the video conferencing, because I think there are a lot of the different ways to do the video conference, but one of the very important thing is that no one really knows that every platform, how to use every platform. So for example, if I'm doing the video conference, I know how to use Zoom. I'm very professional in using Zoom. But now Zoom is prohibited. But what if like that is not only for Zoom, that is for, what if this QCon series is, what if the customer is using, for example, Polycon system, Avaya system. Those systems, they requires hardware, and but they still have the problems of what I just mentioned. They want to have the camera tracking. They want to have the microphone to collecting the people's voice. And that is the reason why we introduced QCon series. And QCon series is can able to integrate with any other system, for example, the Polycon system or the Avast system or any other solutions. And also for the meeting recording, of course, I know that some of the video conferencing, they already have the recording function. But what we can offer is like, as what you can see right now, the webinar, that we have a beautiful layout. And we also have some topics on it. I think it is better for you that you can fully focus on like what is the topic for today, and also the presentation, and also my face will be shown in very clearly ways. So I think this is a great solution for the customer. They want to using this solution, using our streaming media processor to do the recording, and also to collecting some of the information from the last few meetings. Yes. So I would like to give you some case study of the Diamond biotechnology, and just let everyone knows that this time we have some case study, and that you can just click this. You can click this link, then you will link it to our BXB official website, and you can see a very detailed introduction of these projects. And we have several case studies to share today, and you can see more details once you click into the link. So let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so what is Diamond Biotechnology? Actually, Diamond Biotechnology is a company that they're providing some solution for the, as you can see, bio solutions, and also they open some of the plastic surgery clinic. And so as you can see, that they absolutely will have a lot of the branches, and they will have to do a lot of training to their doctors, because for the plastic surgery, and it is like the technology of doing the plastic surgery is like always improving. So the doctors, they need to learn something, and they need to learn the new technology, and always like, so when they come to us and they're searching for a solution, like, okay, they want to do like a database for all kinds of the surgery type, and also all kinds of the biotechnology, and they want to do some training and just record it to it. So we're just telling them that, yeah, you can do even more than that. So we just give them this solution that's using our QCon series. So now they can also using this to do like when they are doing some remote meeting with different branches, they can use this room. And furthermore, like now, I think Taiwanese, they don't really like to go to they don't really want to go to for example, some clinic or some hospital, because they are afraid of the virus. Because as there are so many people are going through, and some of them are sick, and you will be very nervous because you're afraid that you will get the coronavirus. So some of the patient, they would like to ask the company to give them a solution that they can stay at home. For example, they can just see the doctors remotely, and they just join. So the doctors, different departments doctors, they can using this room and to discuss this case. Or for example, they can just discuss a specific, for example, some of the projects. They can always using this room to do that. So once we just building this video conference room for them, they actually have using this for a lot of different kind of the using scenarios. So this is what we do for the Diamond Biotechnology. Okay. Second, I would like to shout out to our teams in Philippines. I'm not so sure if you are in this streaming. I hope you are. And it is a very wonderful experience to join AVIT events in Manila, and we have joined this for 2 years. And at that time, I think AVIT events is one of the things that we really want to join, but some of our colleagues, they cannot just join in person. So in this AVIT events, that's BXB using the video chats to giving all our system integrators a great way to perform how can you do the remote teaching, like using video conference to do the to do the introduction of our QCon system. So you can see these are all the system integrators, and you can see the this is the QCon introduction, and this is one of our colleagues. If you know her, is Ting. And Ting just like stay in our Kaohsiung's branch and just do the introduction to all of the system integrators in Manila. And actually those system integrators, they didn't feel any difference, you know, they just listen to the presentation, and they're still, you can see the person clearly, like what is her reaction, what is her face, what is her emotions, and they can also hear a very clear voices of the whole presentation, of the whole introduction of the our video, our introduction of the QCon solutions. And actually, I think that is one of the way that it is a very interesting way they gather all the system integrators together and just learn something from every branches. Like in that AVIT event, they actually invited a lot of the different branches to do some presentation. And it is very cool that we can join this AVIT event in this kind of ways, that's just like using the video conference to join the presentation. And once every system integrator asking questions, they can also using the microphone in the front. So I will say it was a very nice experience, and we really hope that we can just join this AVIT event once Manila is open again, and also to see if there's any more possibilities in the future. Yeah. Hi, Sherry. Yes, this is her event. It is wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting BXB for AVIT event. Yes. So this is the system diagram for the whole system. I will say QCon solution is very easy to install, and you can just like install it. No need to professional skills of like combine it together or something. And you can use what is the most important things of using the QCon solution is you can actually use your own preference software. You can use Skype, you can use Teams, you can use Google Hangout, Meeting, Zoom, or Cisco WebEx. Only if we connecting our video and also our audio through the USB. So like you can see there's a USB here, we're connecting to the computers. And also for the camera, we're using the USB camera. So USB camera can also, our QCon solution can directly control the USB camera, which is from our solution as well. So in this case, you just find any software that's able you to do the USB connection to the computers. But what if you're using the Polycon Avaya solution? We also have the video outputs and the audio output for that. So we've already do some testing with different system integration already. So if you have any question on you want to integrate with any specific brands, then you can just always let us know, and we will try to draw the diagram for you as well. So I think video conference, this kind of like, especially for the work from home solution, it is kind of people, they really knows that, okay, so now once I work from home, I need a lot of different things. I need to work remotely, so I will need to get my files like on the cloud or something. So one of the things getting more popular is like a smart workplace. So now I would like to introduce you about the smart workplace, this kind of idea, and what we think about the smart workplace. So like as everyone experienced in the very, very beginning of the work from home solutions, I think you have to get your file in your company's computers. That is kind of the things you're always worried about. Like you don't have the your working computer with you, so you cannot get the file. But what is in BXB? BXB is all based on the Google Drive. So no matter where I am, even I am just stay at home or even I'm out for our restaurants, out for dinner, I can just like get my cell phone and just like check our any of the file as I want. So that is what we think. Yeah, smart workplace is kind of the idea that's in the future, and people can actually go anywhere to get their file and just like work smartly. So what we imagine for the smart workplace, this solution is like in this workplace that people can sit anywhere because you don't have to limit it for the seats. That, for example, Patrick, you can only sit in this place because this is your seat. But for the smart workplace, we don't think that will be still be like this. We think you can go anywhere to work. You can go to any tables to work. For example, if I gonna do some discussion with my colleagues today, so I can just gather all those colleagues together and we share a table and we use the computers on the table to get the file we want. So as you can see, this is the picture of what we built in 2019, the Infocom China, and we had a demo experience center during the exhibition, and we let all the customers we let all the users they come to experience how can you work in this smart workplace. You can just go anywhere to work on your computers and just like get your files by just log into the cloud. And that is very I would say that was very smart and very efficient. And also in this kind of the smart workplace, we think you will have a lot of meeting rooms. And because those meeting rooms are for different kind of using, you have a small size, you have a medium size, you have a large size. And for this three size of the meeting room, and I think you can just always you can always just like listen to you can just do any kind of the discussion, like for example, 3 to 5 people's size, and also like a huge size, or like even bigger size, like if you want to do the webinar in the meeting room, you can also possibly do it in your smart workplace. So we think there are a lot of possibilities, and also for different kind of people, they would like to work in different kind of ways. And smart workplace is one of the ideas that we want to give today. And you can see what we actually have in some of the projects. So in this kind of the scenario, that we can also provide you a lot of a solution that you might concerning about what kind of a solution, what kind of scenario we can provide. For example, for the audio system, that we can always providing the solution like the 63 series, the 6300 series. That is our conference units that you can do the camera tracking, you can do for example, recording, and also do the streaming by the HDR, and you can also do the video wall solution. And also, I will share ideas of the paperless conference later, and the paperless conference is also a way that you can using this FCS 6300 series to fulfill the solution that you actually searching for. So video wall is also not only you can do the video series with the video wall, you can also do it with paperless conference. I will share with the direct example for you to understand what is the paperless conference later. So we can also provide you, so as like what we introduced last week, that we have the ICP 5100 AV IoT broadcasting environmental control solution. That is not only control, it is not only the IPPA solution, it is also giving you the solution to do the energy control or to do the environmental control of different systems. For example, you want to control your AC, you want to control your, you want to manage your air quality, and that kind of things you can be easily managed by using the ICP solutions. And also we have MT2 multimedia scheduler. This multimedia scheduler is not only just like ring the bells in the specific time, and we also have the outputs for the reception area that you can just share the time, you can share the weather, you can share a lot of the information on it. Yeah. So let's directly see the case study. So the first case study I would like to introduce you is the Pata International. I'm not so sure if every one of you knows, and Pata International is actually the company for manufacturing the screw, and they are really famous brand of the screw makers. And The first things I would like to share with you is about how they integrate the smart workplace idea into their own into their own company. Actually, they are located in Kaohsiung and they have different office in each floor. So they have a lot of floors. So like for example, they have 3 floors that have the welcome signage. They have one in 12th floor. They have one in 15th floor. They have one in 16th floor. In the past, when there are some important guests is visiting their company, the people who is responsible for making the picture of the welcome signage, they will have to make it on their own computers and then just bring the file into each of the TV, and they will have to open the TV and just like plug in and just like, okay, I need to do it again, and I plug out, and that is very I would say that is very tired of her. So that I think that is also the reason that person is always very slim, because she has to like work in 16th floor, 15th floor, and 12th floor. It's like, okay, go to change and just raise the TV up and just take the USB out and go back to his seats in 16th floor and just like, okay, put the file into it, and then go to the 12th floor and just like raise the TV and just like plug in again. And I think that's the reason that's the way that how she lose weight, right? So it is very easy once they use the ICP solution in their own company. They actually can manage each of the welcome signage in 16th floor, 15th floor, in 12th floor. They just using one computer to control these 3 different TV there. They just only need to like, okay, I open my computer, I open my software, I open all the welcome signage, I put the pictures into it, and I can just share those pictures right away. And then they also have a very interesting way of listening to the radio during the works, and each of the department, they have different preference on like listening different volume of the PA. So some of the area they want to listen louder radio to make them more focused, and some of the people they just want to like, I don't want to hear any of the radio. So it was kind of annoying before, because you don't really know that, okay, I have to change for this room, I have to change to this room, I have to change to this room, and that is very confusing. So now they're using our ICP solution, so they can just actually using the computer to, okay, I raise the sounds for my area, and I want to close my sounds for this area, and that can be very easily to control. So I think it is somehow just increasing the smart workplace, this kind of idea of using this ICP solutions. And now I would say once you start thinking of I want to build a smart workplace in my company, the first place you want to renovate is you want to do the change is like the meeting room. Meeting room is not only just the place for you to do the meeting. I would say that is also the very first impressions of your customer, think what kind of company you are. So Pata International, they are asking us to give them some solution for smart conference room. So as you can see, these are 2 kinds of there are 2 meeting rooms in their own company, and they all have a video walls, and you can share different contents, and you can also do the video conferencing like using these conference room. They has a camera here. They have a camera here to, okay, if they want to do the video conference here or here, and they can always do it. So using the camera tracking function can help them very much, because in this kind of the meeting, and everyone want to like be more focused, because they are talking about some billions dollars projects. They want to talk about 10 billions or even more. They just like talking a lot of a business. So they want to more focus, be very professional. So if you're actually your client just come to your company and want to see and go to see your conference room, and the conference room they enter just like a table and with no mics on the table and with nothing on the table, and just maybe a computer. And I think that would be a kind of like what a pity. What kind of the company is this one? And what if your clients just get into your conference room and they see a huge TV wall and they see a lot of a beautiful microphone on the table and they think, wow, this company is really high tech. And I bet if I cooperate with this company, they know innovation. They will give me more like very creative ideas for the future. So I will say if you want to convince your customer to change, why not just starting from their conference room? And in these conference room, once you just giving them a great solution of the smart conference room, and you are actually maybe you can just like that is not only for the conference, you can also do some training, and that is very multifunctional room for this conference room in the future. So also in this, you can also click this link to see the details introduction of these projects and also for the case study. Second, I would like to introduce the smart conference solution. That's what I told you that what you can do for the conference room. You can make a conference room more fancy and also like ideas of telling your customer that we are innovation company, we are very high-tech company. We integrate all the technology into our workplace. And this Maple Tech, even you think that is like the why I share with you about this case. That is like the simple, there's nothing special in this conference room, but actually it is. I would like to share it later about what they can do in this room. So in this room, it is not only for the conference room, they can also do some recording for the training in the future. So you can see the tables and they also have the streaming. You can see there's some cameras here, and also they have a streaming media processor that can recording and do the streaming in this conference room. And you can see there's actually a TV in the front. So if you're using this conference room, and people can always to see their presentation in the front. They don't have a TV wall, but I think that is also very easiest way to share with your clients like about the presentation you're gonna do. So I would like to introduce the paperless conference units in this page. I would say everyone has their own laptop or everyone has their own preference for example, I use Windows, I use MacBook, but I only focus on like using, for example, just giving myself as example. Personally, I use Mac Air, but once I got a Windows notebook, I don't really know how to operate the system because the way of the gesture of everything is very confusing. So every time I use the Windows, I feel like I'm like 50 years old man just like operating the new technology for my life because where is like control center and those things I need to find it again. So paperless conference is one of the idea that BXB thinks that yes, everyone knows how to use their own computers. So why don't we just like let them use their own preference? So when you go into your clients, when for example your clients go to your conference room, and they want to share their presentation. Before if they want to share their presentation, they need to send it to you, and you have to print it out and just giving everyone as a paper copy. But if they can just like using this paperless conference, they can use their own computer to share their image of their computer directly to the TV in the front. And also once they plug in the HDMI, they double click for projecting the slide. Our streaming media processor will also recording that sources of the customers, their image, their computer's image right away. So using this smart conference room can make everyone can do the computer sharing very easily. And you don't need to like using USB to switching different kind of the devices. Just like, okay, I give you this, I give you this, but you're somehow just also transferring the virus at the same time. Not the coronavirus, but the computer virus, okay? So just like transferring those, then maybe your computer just like go wasted because you just connecting some of the virus you don't even know where it from. Okay, so this is idea of like a smart conference room, but we can make it like even bigger and even better. So if you want to know more about this case, you can also click this click this link to see more information of this case study. So system diagram, this is how they built this system. So under every of the microphone units, there's actually connecting with IP matrix encoder, and they will just do the matrix and just like share the image to the display in the front. So you can see there are a lot of the microphone, and each of the microphone they have a matrix encoder under the table as well. And they are also using QCon solution to integrate with different kind of the systems, so they can using this to do the remote to do like, for example, some of the video conferencing very easily. Yes. So the other smart conference room, I will say it is one of the best conference room we actually personally make is this Dama construction. This is a construction company, is very famous in Kaohsiung, and they actually built several buildings that win a lot of the awards. But this kind of the construction company, they have a question is, they have so many projects are going on. They have different buildings. So every day after 6, and all the leaders of the different buildings, and they will just like, they have to gather up together and just like do the reports to the CEO, telling the construction, telling them like, okay, what's the progress for this construction plant, and what is the, okay, if they want to do any fixing, just like, I want to fix this part, I want to change this part, and then they need to discuss those big pictures. They always have a lot of the drawings that's including how they design the buildings and how they combine everything together. Before, in this meeting room, they only have a small TV without a really good resolution, and this is a way that they want to, that's also the reason they want to just renovate their own conference room. They want to make their conference room bigger, better, and also very smart. Originally, the designer all just thinking, yeah, I just building a huge one, but they come to us for the conference system. And we just told them that actually, you know what, a smart conference can not only the conference units only. So you can also do a lot of different things. You can do the video wall, and we're just giving them some of the solution that we think that we can do for them. So in this fancy room, I bet this is a very good way to giving a very good impression, very good first impression to your clients, because this is what your customer can, your customer can be impressed by your conference room. Wow, such a big one with a lot of the TV, or with a huge TV wall, and also with a lot of the different informations or something like that. So on the table, you can see there are something that actually this microphone, you can put it into the tables. You can put it into the tables. So, and in here, you can also see the paperless conference, as I just mentioned, that's in previous case, that you can just share your computers as well. So like, for example, all the leaders of each construction plants, they have their own, they have their own computers, or on their own laptop. They are really used to use that. So they just decide the tables again, and they just like, okay, put the microphone into the table, so they can put the drawings on the table. So there will be nothing just like taking places on the table, and they can just put it on the table and just do the discussion on the table. So Each of the construction plans leader, they can also just, okay, I come to this conference room, I share my drawings on the video wall. Everyone can do the discussion on the video wall directly, and that will be very convenient for them. And also under the table, as you can see, we have the transmitter that connecting with our paperless conference units, just like we just lock it under the table. So it didn't really make any inconvenience, and it is not actually really like ugly or something. It's just like, okay, you just lock it under the table. And I think this video will be easily to let everyone directly knows that, okay, what we can do for this paperless conference room. So you can see that we have two plug that you can just like charge your phone here or charge your laptop by this paperless conference unit. And we can actually customize the function you want to put on it. We even have the RFID reader if you need to. If you need to collecting some of the information from RFID card. And also for this one is the HDMI cable that you're connecting to your own computer. So you can also connecting by the VGA or even connecting the internet by using this. So I would like to share with you how you share your image with your clients. You just need to combine your connecting the HDMI cable to the system, and you push the button. As you can see, you push the button, and the computer will just directly switch to the video wall. It is very convenient. All you have to do is you connecting HDMI, and you click and directly share. It is very easy, and that is even combined with your conference units. You can even speak with that conference units as well. And as you can see, that is very, the latency is ultra low latency, so it is not even really like will make any inconvenience while you're using this units. And also, this video wall is using the 4K resolution, so once they are discussing some of the drawings, they don't need to worry about the resolution again. And all of this smart conference solution are controlled by the iPad, because you can see that they can just do the switching of the layout of the video wall by single click on the iPad. And actually you can even do a lot of things with this iPad. For example, you want to switching the video source, or you want to do the recording or do the streaming, you can always do it like here. And also, this way, when you are doing some of the sharing of the computers, and the video wall also sharing, and also you will see the recording of the layout, like inside the layout, that we will also switching the input of that specific source. Okay, so this is what we do for the conference room solutions, smart conference room solution. I think there are multiple ways that we can make our conference room even better, and also you can put a lot of different ideas or any specific ideas to make your conference smart. Because maybe for now, the corporates, they only have a conference room that just like, okay, they have a microphone to speak, and that's all. But once you're adding you're adding a camera into it and do the camera tracking, to them, maybe it is smart enough. And what can we do? We can do even more. So it is more like a step by step. For example, now they just want to buy something for the conference solution. So you sell them the conference room. But later they want to say, okay, I want to build a video wall in this room. And you can just tell them that you can find me. I can also provide you the solution that can even integrate with your audio system. So the video and audio is together, and they will actually feel like, okay, this is really smart. And also the customer will believe on you, because you can always providing them some of the high technology solutions. Yes, so this is what we do for the Dama construction, and also some of the other company, how we build a smart conference room for them. Yes, So for the smart factory solutions, I think we discussed a lot of the kind of like a new idea of the conference room. We just discussed a lot of the ideas of building a really fancy, kind of expensive solutions. And you might think, yeah, if what if if my customer they don't have enough budgets, and we also have some very not hard and also not very expensive solutions, and that's you can also do the broadcasting for you. So for example, the smart factory solution I'm going to introduce now is like, for example, the TV, the like you can how to say? Okay, so smart factory solution. Let's just imagine what will you need in the smart factory solutions. Like in a smart factory, you may have different production line in different area, and just like all the production line, they have different schedules. For example, the production line A, they're like working from 8 to 5, and the production line B, they're working from 5 to 6. But each of the all the workers in the production line, they may want to be very focused on what they're doing right now, so they can just like increasing their efficiency. Any kind of disturb will just make them just like stop for a while and listening what you're saying, some kind of things like that. So in our smart factory solution, we're providing zone selectors that you can just like combine the zones, and you can just like divide your factory into different zones, and only directly speaking to the zone that you want to speak. So you won't disturb any other production line or any other area. So for example, if I'm searching for the production line A, Patrick, and you don't need to call the production line B and C, because you only need to call the production line A. And also, how can you do the broadcasting? And before you can only do the broadcasting by going to the control room and to speak on the broadcasting microphone. But we also have the telephone paging MCU, which is you can combine your telephone PABX system with our PA system. So once you're connecting our PA system with the TP1, that's everyone they can just actually call to do a broadcasting by their own telephone. Or if the boss want to do some emergency announcement, like outside of the office, they can just call a fixed line. So for example, they just call our specific numbers and to do the broadcasting to production line A, B, and C, saying that, okay, stop doing any production right now and just go back to your home right away. They don't need to like go to the company or call someone in the company to do this broadcasting. They can just like call the fixed line to do the broadcasting. And also for the multimedia scheduler MT2 AV, this solution is like for, as what I say, the production line A, B, and C. Actually, they have different kind of schedule. They have, but when the people in the production line B and C listen to the production lines A's schedule, and they might be confusing. Like I thought that I just started working, but actually that is the stop working bell for the for production line A, but they don't know it. So our multimedia scheduler can enables you to do the scheduling for different zones, and you can just like write out a schedule for the whole factory at one day. And also these smart factory solution, I will say that it's not hard for you to do the controlling of the whole system, and you don't really need to buy a software and just learn to using this system. I think it is, I won't say it is very hard. So if your customer is searching for some audio only solutions, you can always like reaching to us, and we can also providing them some solutions. And also like for the factory that they also have the reception hall, they still want to make their own factory looks very high tech. So our multimedia scheduler actually also have the reception video outputs that you can see all the time schedule here. You can see the weather forecast in the video output as well. So everything you can be easily managed, and I will say it is also kind of like a easy way to make smart factory solution happens. So this is what we introduced today, and later we will also share all of the information, all of the presentation with you, and by using the emails. But you have to answer our questionnaire first. So now I will start answering all of your questions all of your questions. So if you have any question, please join the slido.com and the hashtag BXB webinar 2 to ask any of your questions today. If you have any ideas of what do you think about the paperless conference, or what do we think about any kind of the smart conference solution, you can just let us know. We can also just help you to answer your question. Any kind of a question is okay for us. So now I will let you to ask any kind of questions. Bill, do you want to show your face a bit?
Okay. So, yes, thanks for Patrick's brilliant presentation. And if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask us. And here is the QR code of the Slido. So if you have any question, just scan this QR code, and we will reply your question as soon as possible. Okay, so I think we have some questions.
All right, I will answer the questions. I was asking Belle if she wants to answer these questions, but I think I will do this. Okay, so first question we have: if I have 4 units of the PDZ camera with audio feeds into the recording system at the same time, will it be recorded in one file or 4 files? Actually, that is one of the specialties of our streaming media processor. We will recording 5 files in total, including each of the PDZ camera. So like each of the PDZ camera, you will recording one file. So in total, you will already have 4 files. And we will have another file of like the PGM file. So you will have some special layouts for how you like combine each of the sources together. And we're also recording one of the PGM. So in total, you will have 5 files. Okay. And how many sites are embedded in QCon video conference? And actually, I think that is one of the misunderstanding of the QCon video conferencing. A lot of people thinking the QCon solution is actually giving them some solutions like, just like other brands like Avaya Polycom, because they are using maybe they have buy some like how many sided, but QCon solution is what I just mentioned. That it is a solution for you to enhance, to improve your video conference. And they give you the camera tracking function. They give you the taking the video sources and the audio sources clearly, and they don't collecting any other areas voices. And that is everything that we can just like help the original video conference even better. So no matter you're using any other brands, or you have any other like the QCon, like any other kind of the software. Like for example, today you're gonna use the conference for Zoom. You're gonna do the conference for Skype. You can always like do it like here, like with the QCon solutions. Okay, so how is the QCon communicate with other video conferencing solutions or the video conferencing system? Like for example, for the video conferencing systems, and we have as what I showed in the previous slide, that our QCon solution have the audio outputs. How we integrate is that we connecting our audio outputs into those Cisco Polycom AVer, those audio inputs. So you only need to purchase the machine itself. And for the video, that you can combine HDMI to the video conferencing system, that they have some video inputs. So you combine the video input, you combine the audio inputs, then it is easy to show those informations. And what is the connectivity option available in paperless connectivity? Is there any wireless presentation built in? Okay, so for the paperless conference, we have the HDMI, and also we also have the VGA. If you have any other special ways that you want to do the paperless conference, you can also let us know. We can try to integrate with that for you. And the paperless conference I just introduced is with the wire one, but we also have the solution for the wireless paperless conference. That if you want to share, it is a bit more like how to say, it will be more like the click share. Click share, it's not that kind of things. Like if you have requirements like that, so we can also give you some solutions. We can also give you some ideas of using this. And about the weather and time display, I don't think I have the. Let me think. I don't think I have MT2 right now. Otherwise, I can show you how you can just like set the weather in the time. So first, you have to connecting your MT2 with the external internet. So when it connecting to your internet, and it will collecting the weather informations according to the location where you are. So our MT2 is using the web-based GUI. So you can just log in with the IP and just like log into the multimedia scheduler. And once you log in, and you can set the location, and it will show the weather once you're connecting with the external internet. And you can I customize the layout? Yes, if you're asking about the streaming media processor, and streaming media processor can actually just customize the layouts according to your requirements. So the customer, like when you want to do the layouts customized, because why we say customized, because like a lot of people, they have a special requirements on the for example on their own preference layout. So as you can see, the layout I'm doing right now is actually I cut it a bit to cut like two side of like two side of here. Okay, yeah, two side. I cut two sides of it, and I just like remains myself in the middle. And I think this is one of the things that any other brands, their recorders or their streaming media processor, they cannot do it. So that is what makes our BXB's HDR731 so special. And also for the recording devices, okay, I think let me just give you the pictures of how we connecting this. So this is the streaming media processor that you can see that we have a lot of the different special layout for each of the different kind of the outputs. So that is like so very typical, and you can just like 1, 2, 3, 4. That is like the multi-view one. And also we have some special made that's, for example, this one. And you can, all of the sources can, like for example, this is a concert, and it is tracking different part of the, for example, this is keyboard, and this is guitar, this is the singer, this is a drum, and they can just using the specific parts and to divide it into 4. So this is like how we can design the layout according to the customer's requirements. I think sometimes you just don't know what really customer is searching for, but you can give in this function to them, and they will directly know it. And also for the recording functions, that you see, as what I just mentioned, that you can recording more than 4, like each of the sources, you can just recording one file, and also for the PGM. What you actually saw right now is also what we call the PGM recording. Yes. So for the media media center that you will have all the files that you need to record, and also all the files that, for example, some snapshots, and also all the files are inside. And you can also move it to the USB, external USB, or you can also save it to the NAS or save it to the FTP. So it's very convenient. So share the, okay, for the BXB Experience Center in India, I think our team, our Universal team can share with you about the BXB Experience Center. So later, if you have some requirements, you can just contact Earphone, or you contact Selena for any suggestion, any helps if you want to ask anything in India market. You want a golden RFP and spec incorporated in tender in India with BOQ of your products without commercials. This you can also ask Earphone and also Selena for your help. 2 different rooms, sometimes meeting together, sometimes separately. How to use camera in this situation? Then I will say you can just install 2 rooms, each of the room with the QCon solutions. So for example, in the room right now, for example in BXB, we also have 2 meeting rooms. In each of the room, we have different the meeting room solutions. In this room, we have the camera. In that room, we also have the camera. So if they're gonna do the meetings together, they can just like, okay, they both use the video conference. And in this case, you can also help them to, you can also giving more, like selling them more products, you know. They can just like sell 2 sets of the QCon solution. If the room is not big enough, it's not really big, that it is also fine. I think you can just like combine those. You can just still giving them 1 microphone, 1 camera, and 1 QCU for the meeting room solution. Yeah, I think you can, if you have a very specific needs or some specific description of the of what you want to do in this room, you can just let us know. I will just draw some of the diagram for you and for your reference. So I think that is everything for that is every question. So if you have any more questions, I will still look at this. I will just answer it later. So now let's just, I would like to give you some summary of what we do today. So first, we mentioned about the video conference and how we do the video conference, and how to do the like the smart workplace. We have the audio system that can do the paperless conference, like click and share, and also we have the camera tracking bell. Yeah.
Okay.
Camera tracking, okay?
Okay, every time.
And also we have the video conference like what we do right now. And for the recording and streaming media processor, that's I just show you that we can customize the layouts, we can do the recording, we can do the streaming. For the video wall, and it is not only for the video wall solution, it is also enables you to do the paperless conference with our BXB VDN series. For the smart workplace, that we introduced the ICP 5100 AV IoT broadcasting and environmental control solution. I introduced this system, the whole solution, very details in last week's webinar. If you want to know more about how this system works, you can just check about the link last week that we have a very detailed introduction of the smart workplace. Third, the smart factory. That's for the smart factory, we more focus on like how we do the audio broadcasting. So the smart factory, you can do the phone broadcasting, you can do the video broadcasting, you can do the zone broadcasting, and that is also able to do it by our TP1 and also MT2, those solutions. So this is the feedback questionnaire link for today. So if you have any questions, you can just. Okay, so I have more questions. So how is the camera tracking works? So our camera tracking is like you have to setting each of the microphone. Because what we do is for the conference room solution, so most of the microphone, you will put it always in a specific place. So you have to set the preset ID for the conference room, each of the location. So for example, once I speak to this microphone, it will check my face. But what if when bell, you can click your microphone again, so it will check Bell's location because that microphone is always putting in that place. And what if I can just like I want to check my face again? I just only need to click my microphone again. Yes, this is how it works for the camera tracking. No matter it's like a QCon solution, all of our BXB conference solution giving you the camera tracking functions. I think that is one of the very specialty of BXB's products. So if you can just show this to your customer, let them know that this is able them to improving their, they make them more like working efficiency or make them more focused on the conference. And this is a very easy way to do that. Yeah. So. Okay, so if you have any more questions, or you can just write it in the feedback today. Really, I am not so sure if it is like the topic or the time. It is not like last week. No, this week we don't even have more than 100. I'm so sorry. Maybe I just don't do the presentation good enough. I will try to improve it again next week. Okay. So next week we will still do our next webinar with the government's topic, and we will also think if you have any more ideas on any specific topics you want to see how can BXB help in your topic, you can just let us know in the feedback. For the appendix that we also introduce all the product list for each of the solutions. You can just check the presentation when you need. And also for the Pepless conference solutions, you can see it here. Okay, so we also have each of the product list. And last, I would like to invite you to subscribe BXB's YouTube channel. That we will keep providing you some new videos and also new webinar next week. And also for the Facebook fans page, and please give us a like, and we will just update you with any our new case study and also any new information, new product release. And I hope you're safe, and just like I think now everything is getting better very soon. I hope we will get through this coronavirus period very soon. So that's everything for today, and I hope enjoying today's webinar. And Belle, do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Okay, so yes, just like Patrick said, I hope that everyone will be safe during this coronavirus period, and hope you enjoy our webinar. And we also have the third webinar next week, so see you next week. Okay, bye bye.
But we have one more question.
Okay.
So where these microphones connected? Actually, all of the microphones will connect it to our main control units. So we use the Cat5e cable that combine everything, combine every microphone together. That we also have the distributor box. So we have, as you can see in Bell's microphone, they have a Cat5e cable, so it's just connected to the whole system. Yeah, this is how we connect it. Yeah, so if you have any more questions, just let us know and let our sales know. And so Belle, you have to say a short goodbye again.
Okay, so see you next week. Bye bye.